Hello dear viewers. Today we are going to learn a very interesting short story written by an American writer O. Henry, The Cock and the Anthem. Let us know more about the author. The real name of the author is William Sidney Porter, an American writer better known as O. Henry. To describe his style of writing, people have often used the term smile with tears, which implies his twisted way of thoughts and endings in almost every story. The Cop and the Anthem is one of them. Now let us know about the characters of the story. The first and major character of the story is the protagonist of this story, Soapy. The minor characters are the police or cops, the waiters, and the umbrella man. Now see and understand the significance of the title. The Cop and the Anthem are two different paths available to Soapy, our protagonist. The cop represents where Soapy has to be under someone else's authority, whereas the anthem represents life he used to have in childhood and want to have it again. Now, theme. The main and important theme of the story is freedom and confinement. Now see the setting. The location of this story is New York City. Now students, we must know the background of the story. Here in this background, what we must know. The Cop and the Anthem is a story about freedom and confinement. So let me take you to the journey of it. Hey, look, here our protagonist, Soapy. The protagonist of our story is moving restlessly on his bench in Madison Square. You know why? Because winter was approaching and hence the birds begin to fly south. People seem to want new warm clothes. Even Soapy begins to feel chilling effects of the winter. In order to save himself from the coldness of winter, Soapy also wanted a guaranteed room in the prison of Blackwell's Island. He had been prisoned several times with that purpose. 3 months of food every day, a bed every night, and 3 months safe from cold north wind. In contrast to those of wealthier New Yorkers who escape the winter via Mediterranean cruises, Soapy hoped to spend winter in the prison of Blackwell's Island. He had no home and no warm clothes. The Sunday newspaper, which is comparatively thicker than weekdays newspaper, but it could no longer keep Soapy warm, and our protagonist made his small plans to fulfill his desire. So let us see what were Soapy's plans. Now story begins with first attempt. Our protagonist, Soapy, started his attempts to get arrested. The story begins. Soapy's first attempt occurs at a glittering restaurant on Broadway. Self-confidence is the prerequisite to great undertakings. So here, our hero was shaven and his coat was trim. The black bow that had been presented him by a lady missionary on Thanksgiving Day. Soapy imagines the delicious meals that awaits him. Roasted mallard duck with a bottle of wine and some cheese and a cigar. $1 for the cigar would be enough, he thought. The canvas of his imagination continues. After having meal, he would say that he had no money and the cop would be called and his desire will be fulfilled. He was just thinking. When he approached to the restaurant and he was about to enter, the best food, the best people with their best clothes used to come there at every evening. Unluckily, the head waiter noticed Soapy's broken shoes and his frayed trousers. And after that, what happened? See, but instead of calling police, quietly and quickly, the waiter threw Soapy out on the street, thus making his first attempt to go in prison. It was in vain. It was fruitless, useless. He couldn't get arrested. Now see what happened in second attempt. Soapy, with the never give up attitude, our hero comes at a corner of the 6th Avenue. Electric lights and cunningly displayed wares behind plate glass making the shop attractive. There was a shop where he came. What he did? Soapy took a stone and broke the glass. People came running around the corner. But when the cops arrived at the scene of the crime, Soapy identifies himself as the culprit and admitted that the crime of breaking the glass. But the cop's mind would not consider Soapy. Men who break windows or glasses do not stop there to talk to cops. He was thinking. Rather than arrest the criminal, means our protagonist Soapy of the crime, the cops runs off to chase another man who was running to catch a car. And in this way, our protagonist Soapy, with disgust in his heart, drifted along twice. Unsuccessful attempt. Second attempt of Soapy was unsuccessful to get arrest. But what happened next? Attempt 3. In spite of failing 2 attempts, Soapy entered another restaurant. He was able to get food there because that restaurant was suitable for people who wanted to have hearty food in low price. He sat at the table and consumed what his heart wishes. After that, he announced that to the waiters he had no money, and he himself requested the waiter to call a cop. But what happened? Was his desire fulfilled? Cops arrived there? No. Instead of calling a cop, the waiter threw him out on the hard outside. Soapy hardly got up with dusty clothes, and standing policeman nearby was laughing on him. Thus, Soapy's third attempt to reach the prison didn't work. Now what Soapy did for getting arrested? In next part of the story, a fear caught Soapy. No cop would arrest him. Something else to try. Then he saw a cop and he came to him standing in front of a glittering theater. Cop was there. He came there. He had an idea to misbehave in front of the cop. And he felt then cop would arrest him quickly. So he began to shout as a drunken gibberish, danced, howled, raved, and tried to make a cop think about his misbehavior. He tried a lot. The cop turned his back on Soapy and he said to someone standing near him, "It's one of those college boys of Yale College celebrating a recent football victory over Hartford College. He won't hurt anything. We had instructions, let them be." When that cop told to the person who was standing near him the same thing, and they talked and laughed about it. And in this way, Soapy's fourth attempt to get arrested was failed, and thought his dream of an Arcadia, means an idea of a perfect life, would not be attainable. But Soapy was so desperate to get arrested. In spite of many unsuccessful attempts, he moved to his next endeavor. He simply enters a cigar store. He saw a cigar store. He entered in that store where he approached a well-dressed man lighting a cigar. Soapy stepped inside, steals his silk umbrella and walked off with it slowly. The umbrella man followed Soapy, and Soapy, almost arrogantly self-assured that this action will get him arrested. The umbrella man asked him to give back his umbrella, but Soapy asked him to call the cop standing at the corner. It turned out that the man himself had stolen the umbrella. He didn't call the cop. The ex-umbrella man retreated. And what happened after that? The policeman hurried to assist a tall person with pale yellow hair in opera cloak, thus ignoring Sophie's endeavor to get into their clutches. He muttered against the men, here cops who wear helmets and carry heavy sticks, clubs in their hands. He was thinking about them, that they will catch him. Because he wanted himself to get arrested, but the cops regarded him as a king who could never go wrong. Soapy was disgusted. He threw the umbrella angrily into an excavation nearby, as he failed even in his fifth attempt, and that plan also didn't work. Now Soapy gave up all the hopes of being arrested that day, and he began to move towards Madison Square. He was going, although although it was only a seat in the park bench from where he started his attempts. After that, irony comes in the story. Anthem leads to self-realization. Discouraged Soapy sulks off and finds himself outside the gate of a church. There was an old church. The atmosphere created by the light shining through the colored windows of the church, and also by the organ music to be heard on the road outside the church, makes Soapy start thinking about his life. He was just listening that music was coming from the church window. Soapy hears the anthem. He becomes nostalgic and mesmerized by the soft music and panoramic domain with full and radiant moon in the sky, lace of vehicles, pedestrians on the road. Soapy thought of his childhood days. He had mother, friends, clean thoughts, clean clothes, and high hopes. Then there was sudden change. He saw the wasted time, his wrong desires, his dead hopes, and the lost power of his mind. He decided to fight to change his life and bring back those golden days. He wanted to make a man of himself again. But what happens in the next part? There was still time. He was thinking there was still time, as he was young enough. He would start again, or he would again find his old purpose in life. He heard his conscience and reassured as to pull his strength to become a man of dignity. He pulled up his socks to live his life with honor. Because the organ notes, that particular music came from the church window, have set up a revolution in him. he decides to find work the very next day. He reached that once he was offered a job of a driver by fur importer in his past life. He remembered that. By taking up an opportunity, he would become a contributing member of a society. He was just thinking about it. Okay, I will change myself from now because of that music. However, before he can put his plan into an action, Soapy feels the familiar hand of a police on his arm, asking him, "What are you doing here?" Soapy replied to the officer, "Nothing." At last, Soapy was arrested for loitering and thus achieving the thing that he no longer desired. Next morning, the judge sentenced him to 3 months prison at Blackwell's Island. In this way, the notes of anthem transform him from within and he resolves to work hard. Soapy faces the irony of fate as the moment he realizes the real freedom lies in a virtuous life. He is taken into confinement, prison. And in this way, our story ends. Thank you very much.